Let's start back up. There we go. What's going on, Nick? Hey, how's life? Oh, life's great. Just training, working. I've had I had a pretty rough week. Did have a rough week. What's up, Green Witch? Man, like I just started the live and then like it just did not work, so I had to restart it. Well, Greenwich, I talked to Pegleg the other day. He's doing well. He'll be back to watching the lives and coming back to the lives pretty soon. Tonight he had a graduation to go to, so he'll be back though. So that's good news. It was good hearing from him. Death says, so when did they start the forward offset? They started the forward offset at the end of last year. There's four maneuvers now. There's a pull forward stop. So you got a pull forward stop with the front of the truck in a box on the ground, little box. So you just pull up, stop, and it has to be within that box on the ground. Then after that, you have a straight line back. So they have you pull up. You're gonna straight line back through both of the lanes. And then after that, you do the forward offset to the left, and then you do a reverse offset to the right. And after you complete all those maneuvers, then that's it. So it's not, we still call it the backing test because that's what we're used to calling it. We're all like, hey, did they pass backing? But really, it's maneuvers. It's two forward and two backwards. So they have got the alley dock is gone, the parallels are gone, the offsets are everything that you used to do on the test for prime has now changed to the modernization all the way. And that was because the federal government came in and said, "Hey, let's go, let's do this." Good deal. You have to redo his video, right? Sam Flores, hey, what's going on? Calvin, what's happening? Calvin Ware says, "What's up, brother? How's the brother-in-law doing?" Oh, the brother-in-law's doing excellent. Um, Man, your brother-in-law, he's killing it out there. He's doing great. We got a really long load tomorrow for me. It's a total like 630 miles, I think, 640 something like that. So we're gonna go do this load, and he's gonna drive almost all of it. I'm sure if he has enough time to drive it all, we're gonna do it all. But I don't see him. I don't see him giving up. I don't see him quitting. I see him pushing through it. Really, really great guy. Great student. Sam says, I'm heading to Houston now. Busy. Let's go, Houston. Houston's always fun. Lots of traffic. But yeah, he's to tell you the truth, Calvin, I've been working with him and really I haven't had to teach him. So what I kind of did is my other student has been letting his nerves get the best of him, or I don't know what it is. I know that he told me, he said, "Hey, look, I am the kind of guy that will go take a test and I will fail it the first time, and after that, I will pass it and I'll ace it." So he was kind of having trouble with his test. We ended up testing once on pre-trip and then three times on the maneuvers, and then he passed the rest of it today. So, it happens. We can't get everyone to pass on the first try. And it doesn't matter. Nowhere you ever go is gonna ask you, "Hey, is did you pass your CDL test on the first drive?" It's not that big of a deal. So it is what it is though. You try your hardest, you do your hardest, and that's all we can ask for. If you fail, then guess what? You get another try. So, but what I was doing is I was like, you know what? And your brother-in-law, he wasn't like, I didn't even have him at the point where I was ready for him to do the fourth maneuver, the reverse offset. But I was like, you know what? My other guy, he seems to be having trouble with it. So if he can teach him how to do it, he really knows it. So what I did is I was right there with him, but I had him teach my new guy how to do the last maneuver. So I didn't even teach him. I had him teach him all the way. I was like, you tell him how this vehicle works. You tell him all the moving parts. You tell him how it reacts, and he taught him. He taught him. And your brother-in-law is real quick at catching on to stuff, so he picked it up real fast. Next thing I know, I was like, man, you're way ahead of schedule. He can't even test out for another week, but he's already test ready, and that's my goal for most of my guys. My goal, if you really work hard at this and you push hard and you're doing it, like my goal is to get you 100% test ready 1 week before your test. That way we can just work on extra stuff to make you even better of a driver, make you even more understanding backing, stuff like that. So he's doing awesome. I let him back in. The last place we went to, we went on that one load. It was a short load, but I let him do the backing. I was like, hey, do the backing. So he learned a lot in backing, and he was doing really well. Death says, I'm good with the parallel parking in a car, but I would definitely run a cone over if I did that in a truck. Hey, you know what? I'm telling you what. I'll tell you something. I'm better at backing with a trailer than without a trailer. Especially whenever I first started, whenever I was at like the terminal or something and I had to drop the trailer and back in with the bobtail, I was like, "Oh no." I was stressing it. I was like, man, you give me a trailer, I'll back that thing anywhere. But bobtail, that's another story. Calvin says, that's good. I figured he'd be easy to work with. Yeah, he is very easy to work with. He's really good in it. Michael says, Calvin, look at that. That's the guy's name, Michael. Uh, Michael says, after I do my first right turn to get back to straight, I end up too wide. That could be the problem regarding the forward offset. I usually whenever you go too wide, so here's what happens when you're too wide and you keep on going way out the line is whenever you're watching that video, the first part of it, I say you hit that left. When you hit that left, keep an eye on that tire. Once it gets up to that cone, it's time to go right. You won't be wide. If you're looking at that tire and you take it around the cone on the left side, you're going to be wide because your truck's going to go like this, and then you're going to have to try to catch up to it. That's why when that cone's there, you come up, you turn, and whenever the tire gets even with that cone, that's when you hit the right so you don't go as far out this way. But if you start going around that cone, then you come out like this and it's going to be really wide over there. Maybe that helped you out some. I appreciate you grabbing them. Hey, you're welcome. Trucking along with Kiersey. Trucker Kiersey now. What's going on, Kiersey? Hey, your video was really good. It was really good. I've had a lot of people talking about your video, and I was all like, "Look, she's speaking facts. Like she's speaking facts." I even put it in your comment on your video. So I hope everything's going great with you. I would love to hear where you're working or like what's going on. So I'm expecting more videos. I watched the other two videos that you came out after the first one, and I was like, you're doing it. You're doing it. That's something that I try to do though. Like you were talking about doing videos with other companies, like truckers from other companies and stuff like that. I tried that and it was very difficult. I would have people lined up to like do a live with or something like that, and it was kind of difficult. So I hope you get it going and like you're able to do it. Like it'd be freaking awesome just to go to your channel and just check out the different channels. Kiersey, definitely do Walmart first. Thanks. Delivering my first load today. Hey, let's go. First load. Hey, you know, you spoke the truth in your video, and like I really say like you talk the truth in it. Unfortunately, like, you know, it's I'm hoping that your video opened a lot of people's eyes. There is a lot of stuff that happens, like, you know, one week they're like, we're bringing in this many students a week, and then the next week they're not. You know, there's a lot of different stuff like that. So hopefully that they might watch that video and be like, you know what, let's try to get everyone on the same game plan here. But Kelsey, keep in touch for sure. Like it's always great to hang out with you. Like we'll get together sometime. No, not Walmart. Too much micro. No, no. I was just saying like if you were gonna have another driver from another company on, start off with Walmart. Because like I'm always looking for research on that company. You know, when something sounds like it's too good to be true, I kind of like try to look at it more. So, like Walmart always sounds like it's too good to be true. So I'm always doing an extra research on it. I actually got to check out. Somebody actually showed me their straight up paychecks of what they were making. And I was like, oh no, they're getting paid every 2 weeks. I'm so used to getting paid every week. You know, it sounds like a small thing, but it's kind of once you get used to getting paid every single week, like every week you're getting paid, you're like, man, do I really want to have to wait 2 weeks before I get paid? Or do I want to stay at the weekly pay place? Okay, I'll do my best. Friends went there. The health. What? The health insurance sucks. I heard Walmart has the best health insurance in the whole US. What? Wow, the health insurance is not the best. I'm gonna have to ask my friend that works there. I'm gonna be like, hey, tell me about the health insurance. I did ask him about the health insurance. He said it was pretty much the same as we have now. But I don't know. It's real scary one. Like for me, I'm a one of those guys that whenever I work somewhere, like I am there. Like I do not like changing jobs. I like to work for somewhere and I stay there. So like I worked corrections for 13 years. Like I stayed there. He got hit with he got hit with he has never had to pay with Prime. He's never had to pay with Prime. Yeah, so oh, so he's getting hit with the money. He's getting charged for that insurance. So I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure that there's some kind of discount or something. I don't know. I don't know. So the amount of students have picked up some. I've noticed they've picked up some in a way, and then they kind of slow down. Like we're having, so the class sizes are about average, and we have a ton of people becoming like new instructors and new TNT trainers. So it's kind of like hit or miss for me on if I'm going to get a student or not. So I see myself going over the road pretty soon because if I don't have a student, then like I need to go over the road. So I would, and I kind of look forward to going over the road. It's been a while since I was over the road. It's been a long time since I was over the road, so I would like to get out there and run some freight, check out. check out the US again, go visit some of my favorite food stops. Like, shoot, I'm gonna try to get a load straight to California. I'm gonna be like, man, I need some good food. Like, send me to California. I got a lot of places that I can stop in California. Send me down to Texas. Send me somewhere. I mean, that's one of the things when we know where the good spots to eat are. Get my casino parking going on again. Park the truck at the casino, go in the casino, mess around for a while. Casinos are always fun. That was one of the fun things. The only thing I don't really, one of the things that I really, really don't like about trucking, one of the things that I can't stand it is the parking situation. Like, that's one of the things that drives me nuts is, well, and being away from home, of course, being away from the family. Like, that's not fun either, but parking, like those truck stops get full and it sucks. It sucks. And then you can pay for parking, but who wants to spend their money? We're out there trying to make money. Why would I like I don't like spending money for a parking spot. If I do if or when I go back over the road, I'm going to try to get back to driving at night. Like, that's my favorite. Get up at midnight, drive till 8 a.m. That's my shift. I love that shift. And if I could get back on that kind of schedule, man, I would be so happy. I really don't care for the solar power driving. I really don't care for driving during the day and parking in the evening because those truck stops are packed. And then you might have to go to like two or three of them before you find a spot to park. Always try a park with like an hour left on my clock too. That way I don't like if I don't find somewhere at the first one, I'm going to the next one. I don't find somewhere there, I can hit up the next one. To me, it feels a lot better to have that cushion in there at least the hour before my time runs out. At least I don't like I can't stand finding parking. But it wouldn't be a bad time to go over the road. I mean, like it's starting to warm up. Nice weather. Be out there driving, looking at all the green trees. Don't have to see all the snow, all that fun stuff. There we go. My chat's better now. I had to pop the screen up, but I can't wait to like. I really like so doing the PSD training, they want the PSD students to drive the truck as much as possible. So it is nice to go do a load like by yourself every once in a while, like in between students. Hey man, I'm gonna go do this load by myself. I ain't even taking a student. I don't have one. So it's nice to get back behind the wheel and stuff and find the real like love of the job, if you would say, because one thing I do not like traveling in my car. Like, I don't like going long distance in my car. I don't like going out of town in my car. I can't stand driving long times in my car, you know, all that. So, whenever I'm in the truck though, I don't mind it at all. I'm like, shoot, oh, where you want me to go? Okay, I'm going. Like, it's nothing to be in that truck going. I don't know if it's because it's more comfortable the way you sat in the truck versus a car, but I get out of a car at the end of the day and I'm all like, man, I'm achy. Like, I don't even want to do anything. But in the truck, I can drive the truck all day, and then whenever I'm done driving, I'm like, man, I'm comfortable. Like, I can go do something. Like, who wants to go do something? Like I can go do whatever. I don't know. Am I the only one like that? Calvin, when you getting back? You getting back pretty soon? We should do a video. We were supposed to do a video whenever you came back from TNT. I remember seeing you when you were upgrading from TNT, and I was all like you were in a hurry to get somewhere, and my student wasn't doing good at the time. And I was like, hey, and you were like, hey, and we didn't get to really talk, but it'd be cool to get your thoughts on like how TNT was, and like now you're on your own truck, like what it's been like. It would be awesome if we could do that. Anything for like anything to like just give people like, hey, this is, you know, how's your, what's the best thing that's happened to you? Like, what's the worst thing that's happened to you? Just get some different information. So Des says, because you're used to how the truck drives compared to your car. Well, even before I drove trucks, I just did not like traveling in my car. Like I didn't like those long trips in it. Greenwich says, if they don't have a lot of students coming in, then why they push for more PSD trainers? They're always gonna push everybody for training as much as they can. Like that's the deal. That's the deal that they have. They always need trainers. So that's why they push so hard. And they're really trying to get the least more involved in with the PSD training because they, you know, how do you put this? There's not many lease drivers doing the PSD training. There is a lot more company drivers doing the PSD training. So they're trying to get more of the lease guys involved in it because they would like the lease guys to pick up a student, do the PSD part, and then take them TNT. Like the program was intended for. Like it's do the PSD, you train what you're taking on TNT. So you train that student exactly how you need them, and then you go TNT. He's already what you need him, and you are the one that taught him everything that he needed to know to get to TNT. Lamont says, enjoy your video content. Thanks, bro, for very educational. Hey, you're welcome anytime. Right now, one of my top videos that I'm getting a comment every day on is the one where you can reset the AC because we're moving into summer and we're coming out of winter, so sometimes that little trap door in there, I forget what they call it, but that trap door in there, it doesn't open. So there's been a ton of people that were using my video to reset their AC, and I was like they're all like, "Man, you saved me. I was in 100-degree weather," and I'm like, "Man, I'm glad it helped." Every once in a while I get a guy that's like, "Hey, that didn't work. What's next?" I'm all like, "Take it to the shop. Take it to the shop." Greenwich says you set differently in the car than you do in a truck. Yeah, and that's what I think it is that it's the position you're in. Also, probably has to do with the air ride and stuff like that. Calvin Ware says, I'm supposed to get there Monday. I'm down to do a video with you. Heck yeah. Definitely we will. So you're getting here Monday. So you're gonna be pretty busy, Calvin, that week. You're probably free day. Your probably free day would be on like Wednesday or Thursday, okay? So we'll try to plan for that. Uh, John says trifected yesterday. TNT is underway. Let's go. Shout out for John. Congratulations. Welcome to the trucking family, man. Death says Bender door. Blender door. Calvin says I'm scheduled to start my TNT class the 27th. Good. When you come in here, I don't know how. See, uh, I don't remember how long it is that you can go without taking the safety course, but once you get here, make sure you get with your fleet manager and ask them they're gonna need you to take the safety course again, because they usually make when people come in to become trainers, they're like required to have it within a certain amount of time. I want to say it's like 6 months. I want to say it was 6 months, but it might not be 6 months. It might be a little bit more. Oh, let's go, John beat the sleep study process. That's what I'm talking about. That's good news. Yeah, I tried to beat that thing. It did not happen. I ended up with a CPAP machine. I still got it. I still use it. I use it every day. But I kind of knew I needed it before I even took the sleep study. So I already had a great idea I was going to end up with it. So whenever they gave it to me, it wasn't a big shock. But it's nice to not have it because you just go to sleep like normal. Me, I'm strapping that thing on. Which the thing that bugs me about my CPAP mask is sometimes it'll. So I got the one that goes around my nose. I couldn't do the mask one. I sounds sounds gross, but with the full mask one, I would sleep with my mouth open and I would drool in it, and I would wake up and it'd just be like, ugh. Like I was like, whoa, that's nasty. So I switched over to the nose one, and thing that drives me nuts with it is whenever you're sleeping and it blows air out from around it somewhere. Like if I feel any air come out and blow on like my eyelid or whatever, I wake up and I'm like, God dang it. Whoop whoop, Sean Derler. What's going on, brother? It's been a while. I was thinking about you the other day. I was all like, man, I should. It was the other day. Like I was busy at the time, but I was like, man, I need to call him and see how he's doing. How's life been treating you, Sean? John says there's a difference of needing it and not needing it. Yeah, exactly. I needed mine, and you know, I ended up with it. So I get best sleep of my life, though, for reals. Like I sleep good with it. I really do. It's the best sleep I ever got. I remember whenever I took that test was horrible. I didn't sleep the whole time until they put the mask on me. And when they put the mask on me, it was like lights out. When I woke up, I was like, it's like, man, that was real quick. Didn't even know it was a couple hours, but it was the best sleep I ever got. Good brother running a cable contract outfit now. Oh, nice. You're running it. Good, good. You did that, didn't you? You did that right before you came out too, I thought. I thought you just did that kind of work before you came out. John says I lost over 130 pounds in preparation of coming back to the industry. Hard work pays off, but you buy a ton of clothes. Yeah. Hey, for a good reason though. For a good reason. And who doesn't like nice clothes or new clothes? I like new clothes. I'm doing meal prep right now. Like I'm trying to stick to 1800 calories a day. So it's for the most part I'm ended up under it, but nah, just a drilling rig before. I thought like right in between before you came here, you were doing something. Maybe it was because we talked on the phone and you were telling me you were doing it or something. But yeah, I'm doing 1800 calories and I'm meal prepping, so I'm making like 2 weeks to 3 weeks worth of food, putting it in the freezer. I take it with me to work. I put it in the freezer on my truck, and then whenever it's lunchtime, I just throw it in the microwave. I got some really cool bowls. You You just unclamp them and stick them in the microwave. You leave the lid on it. Leave the lid on it. And I'm telling you, like usually when I reheat rice, it's kind of dry. It's like dry. It's not the best. But for some reason, whenever you reheat the rice inside of that bowl, that thing is just awesome. My jam is white rice with ground bison and beef over and over easy on top. Mixed up hits the spot. Yeah. Yeah, I've been eating a lot of rice too. Like the other day I was thinking, I was like, dang man, it's like all I eat is rice, it feels like. But I've been looking at a whole bunch of different videos on meal prepping and stuff like that, and got some really delicious ones. Like I've had some of the stuff I made, I was like, ugh. I said I'm gonna eat it because I paid for it. Like I was last week, I decided, hey, let's make two Korean dishes. So like one was a chicken and white rice. It was okay. The other one was like a steak. No, it was a Korean beef barbecue, and that stuff was horrible. Horrible. But since I bought it, I ate it. I spent my money on it, I ate it. I'm weird like that. If I spend my money on something, I'm gonna eat it. Like shoot, my money ain't going to waste. That's because you are trapping the moisture so it keeps the rice soft. So, oh, over easy egg. Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. Don't worry. Like I'm horrible at spelling too. Like I swear, at least once a month, somebody's on here is like, "Hey, in your comment, you misspelled this word," and I'm like, "Really?" Jay says, are all are you all trainers for Prime? I'm scheduled to start orientation with them on June 23rd. I want to start my TNT as soon as possible after that. Jay, I'm a instructor. I am an instructor. There are some other instructors in here. There's some soon to be TNT trainers in here. So yeah, there's a lot of us. But I do the PSD part, which is the permit to the CDL. So I get the guys that come in and they have a permit like you, and I take them up until they pass the test. Once you pass the test and you're hired on, you go into TNT with somebody else. I don't sleep behind people driving. I've done it before. I shouldn't say I don't because you never know. I might have a situation where I have to do it again. Like last time I did it, last time I did TNT, my student was in a truck that his trainer rolled, and I was like, "Oh man, that's not good. That sucks. Like it's a bad situation." So since he had such a rough time, I just went ahead and said, "You know what? I'm gonna go do his TNT." So I went out and did his TNT and finished his TNT for him. And I'm glad I did because he I'm not saying that he yeah, I'm just gonna say it. His trainer wasn't the best. His trainer was not letting him back. He was not teaching him the paperwork. He wasn't teaching him really nothing. So whenever I got him, he only had 5,000 ex like 5,000, 7,000 miles to do. He only had a few miles to do, and I I was like, man, this is gonna be easy. He already knows how to back and everything. I was like, this should be easy. Well, whenever I got out there with him and we got to our first dock and he wakes me up, I told him, hey, if you need anything, wake me up. So like I'm already like not really expecting him to wake me up because I was like, by now he knows how to back. I taught him that on PSD. So we get to the first place. He wakes me up. He's like, "Hey, get up! I need help." I was like, "All right, where's the dock at?" He's like, "It's right there in front of us." I was like, "You didn't even try it?" He was all like, "Nah, man, I don't. My trainer always did it, everything." And I was like, "What? He didn't let you back?" He was all like, No, he told me to wake him up every time we got anywhere, and he backed it in. I was like, that's not good. That is not good. So end up that I was here, pull up like this. I showed him how to do a good setup, and then I was all like, hey, which way you need the back of the trailer to go? And I just went through all of it with him again and got him back in the groove of backing. And he was all like, some of it I was all like, what do you mean you don't know? I taught you that on the pad. And he was all like, I don't know. Honestly, I forgot that stuff. So I had to like retake him through a bunch of the training over there, which is fine. Like it was a refresher for him, and it got him to do his backing and all that again. So it got him where I got him all the way where he needed to be. We stayed out longer than just a week and a half. We stayed out probably like 3, maybe 4 weeks because I was all like, man, like let's get you ready. Like so I made sure he was ready to be on his own truck. That last week I was all like, you're running the truck, I'm not doing nothing. I'm gonna drive when I have to. If I don't need to drive, I'm not driving. I'm all like, you are taking only 10-hour breaks. Like we're gonna see what you can do. You figure out how much I need to drive so you can still deliver the load and so you can pick up the next load. Like I was like, you're working till your clock runs out. Like it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be real good for you to go ahead and just keep that going. Uh, so, are you a trainer? Yeah, I'm an instructor, so it's a little bit different. An instructor is somebody that instructs you how to do the job, and a trainer is somebody that gets you conditioned and shows you how the like on the job training. They show you how the logs work. They show you how the Qualcomm like they show you all the stuff that you need to do your job. So like that's what a trainer does. Says yes, I'm having to get my CDL before I start. You're getting your you're getting your CDL before you start. You know if oh that's good. Is there a TNT trainer here? Tell you the truth, Jay, if you're coming straight here, if you're gonna get a CDL somewhere and come straight here, then you're still gonna have to do the PSD part. Like you're not gonna go straight to TNT because you have no experience. So Jerry, Jerry and Regina Lucas. Hello from Rogers, Tennessee. Welcome in. How's Tennessee going? Calvin says, start preparing some questions for me tomorrow on that long run. I'll make some notes. Also, maybe we'll put together another good video. I'm gonna get up really early. All right, brother, man. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, man, I need to come up with some good questions for you and see, pick your brain on different stuff. Good setting up trying to sell some fishing equipment. All right, Jerry. Shoot, make your money, Jerry. Make your money. Definitely make your money. If you're in the Tennessee area, make sure y'all go see Jerry. He's selling that fishing equipment. Definitely check it out. But yeah, Jay, you get your CDL somewhere else. You come into Prime. That first off, you gotta just hope that they hire you after you have that CDL, and then on top of that, you're gonna have to do the PSD part because you have zero experience. 51 Logistics. What's up, brother, man? It's funny you came in here because I put on your hat. I put on your hat from your channel right before I started this live. I was looking at all my stuff on my shelves and I was all like, I just picked up your hat and I stuck it on my head and then I put it back and I was like, man, I wonder how he's doing. So it's good to see you, 51 Logistics. Where's your hat? Your hat is right there at the top. 51 Logistics. That's the one you gave me. That's the one you gave me whenever you gave me a tour of the Wilson terminal. You still Hey, what time are you gonna be up tomorrow? I'm just gonna call you tomorrow. Like, I'll be up from 6 a.m. Like, I'll probably leave out of here about 6 a.m. And for the next for the next like 10, 11 hours, I'll be in the truck. So, give me a call tomorrow. Like, we'll have to talk. It's been a while. It's been a while. I'm just curious how you're doing. Excellent. You'll be up around 6:30. Okay, I'll try to call you sometime, after 8 or something. Just see how you're doing. Yeah, I want to pick your brain about some stuff. It's always fun when we start brainstorming cuz I want to know what you're up to and like where you're working. Cuz I talked to some guys at Wilson the other day. I was seeing how they were doing. They said they seem to be doing fine over there. I'll never forget that time that Wilson was hiring people out of Florida whenever Prime was not hiring out people out of Florida. And I have 51 Logistics on the channel and we started talking about people that Wilson's hiring from Florida. And I swear, like, it didn't even last like another month before Wilson was like, oh, we're not hiring out of Florida, we got way too many people coming from Florida. It was funny. Copeland says, so is it better for you to go to school then get a major carrier, or just get a CDL through a major carrier? See, everybody has a their own opinion about that or their own thoughts on it. I'm kind of like this. This is what I'm gonna say. If I if I ever thought I was gonna drive a manual transmission, so if I was gonna be shifting gears again, then I would not want the restriction on my license. So I would go to a CDL school. If I was gonna drive automatic trucks and I didn't care about having that restriction, I would go to a mega carrier where after a year, we'll say, or whatever the contract is at the place that you go, once that contract is up, then I don't owe nothing for my CDL. Like, I pretty much got it free because going to like a school, it's just going to cost you money. And realistically, I don't believe I don't believe all of the schools you get the best experience because I'm hearing a ton of like stories from CDL holders that have been coming in here recently, and they're all like, "Yeah, I went to this school and we had a fight for time in the truck, and they have broken down trucks, and like it's just been there. Some of them have been like it's a nightmare." And not only that, if you fail your test, you got to pay more to retest. That's not the best because some people get nervous and you can't like nerves will do a lot to you during your test. So, there's advantages both ways. So, you know, that's just whichever one that you feels best for you do because I wouldn't ever try to influence you to come to a mega carrier and then you're like, "Man, I hated that. I should have got it the other way." It's just what it is. But if you can get it through a CDL school. If I was gonna go to a CDL school, I'd be like, hey, what companies do y'all work with? Like after I finish my training, I can go there. And you want to find like I believe that a CDL school that has a company they work with, and they're all like, oh, our drivers go to such and such. Like as soon as they get the CDL, they have an opportunity to go with this place. I feel like that those schools are doing a lot better for the person because the school is represented by you going to that company. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Whereas if you go to a school that's not doesn't have nowhere for you to go, they're all like, "No, we just get you a CDL." It's kind of like they will get you the CDL. Other than that, you're not representing us. It's kind of how it works. Well, guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I got a long load tomorrow, or for me, it's a pretty long load, but I'm gonna be working all day. I want to get an early start to it. I didn't sleep good last night, man. I don't know why last night I could not get any sleep. I think it's because like my student was having such a hard time passing his test. I think that I was just kind of like stressed out for him. And I never really have been like there's been a couple times that I've been like that, but this time was like I was like, man, I don't know what else to do for this guy. I've done everything I could. Like he has to pass this thing. Like I was stressed out, so I didn't sleep very good, so I'm out of here. I know it was a shorter live than normal. I don't even know how long it's been. Okay, it's been 47 minutes, so we didn't make it to an hour tonight, but I'm out of here. Everybody be safe that's out there over the road, and I'm out. Peace.